lovely dishers, it is time to dish with Dee. That's me. I feel like I need to get a better angle on this. Yes, I took down the Christmas cards. Yeah, I was pretty sad about that. So today, I asked in my Facebook group and here on YouTube, Ask Me Anything Q&A. A lot of people do this, and I thought it was kind of fun to do. So I threw it out to the Facebook group and on the community post. Ask me anything. Could be anything. I didn't care what it was, but here we go. Now, I will put a disclaimer out that I don't know how many I'm going to get through. This may be a two-parter. We'll see how long it goes because I don't want it to be too long. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There's about, how many comments here? About 54. I don't think they're all questions, though. Some of them are just comments. So, all right. Let's hit her up. And thank you for posting the questions. All right. I love your videos and recipes. This isn't really a question, more of a statement. Sometimes I really feel like I'm living in a fake world. Riced cauliflower, palmyra noodles, frozen banana ice cream, Built bars, candy bars, Grace's oat bread. I have a family and friends who don't eat this way and totally live a happy and healthy life. I get that. You don't have to eat those things if it doesn't fit into your lifestyle. I mean, I eat some, I don't eat all, but yeah, you absolutely don't have to eat that stuff. You eat what you want to eat, it's your points. You put out what you want. You'll see people eat a variety of things and really crazy stuff sometimes. Like me, for instance. But no, you absolutely do not have to eat that way. Nope, nope, nope. It's your points, you spend on what you want, especially if you have more than one person to cook for, and yeah, don't ever feel that, that's something you have to eat. I always say that. We always say, like, if you're going to do these things to lose weight, how are you going to maintain that weight? You're going to keep eating that way? So when you buy things or you incorporate things, remember, it's a lifestyle. So you need to keep, portions are what's really important, honestly. Give me your best white and brown sugar substitutes that are sweetest. Okay. I like Lakanto granular. That's, the brown from Lakanto is okay. I don't hate it. I do not like Swerve at all. I just don't think it's sweet enough. I do love Sucre Gold for the brown, but sometimes it's just, you have to order it online. But now my store is carrying something called Truvia Sweet Complete, I believe it's called. And I do like that. It's a decent price. So I have been picking that up. It used to be 0 points. Now it seems like you could have a tablespoon for 0 and then it's pointed. I don't worry about that. If it was 0 before, again, you're putting it in a recipe. How much of that am I really eating at a time? So I don't really worry about stuff like that. But I'm not a huge fan of the Lakanto Golden. It is not brown sugar. The Golden is a sugar in the raw type sugar. I do use that if I want a crunchy, sugary topping of something. So I do have the packets of that. So that is my two favorites. Can you explain how Glam Squad works? Okay. Glam Squad is a exercise group that I run from my Facebook group. It is 2:30 Eastern Time on Zoom. In my Facebook group, there is a pinned post of how you can get in there. There is a room ID and there's a password. I host it on Wednesdays, and my girl Lori is sweet enough to host it for me Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, because sometimes I can't do everything. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything. You just show up on Zoom. So if you're interested in something like that, you have to be part of the Facebook group to get the information, but it doesn't cost you anything, and we do a 20-minute Leslie Sandstone walking video. How do you handle the urge to binge? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I binge. You know why? Because it's normal to binge. My binges have gotten better, I will say that. I think because a lot of times I fit things in. I don't wait till once a week or once a month to have something. If I want it, I find a way to fit it in, or I have less of something. So yeah, I'm hitting the urges of those foods. Like, I have a sweet treat during the week. I don't sit there and say, oh, I can't have it during the week. Why not? If you have the points for it, you can absolutely have it. You just have to, be very smart about your points. Like I said, it's like a game. It's almost like a hand of cards. You're dealt this card. You have to, basically play poker with your food. It's like deal-a-mail. Remember deal-a-mail? That's exactly what it is. So, yeah, I think I binge less because I eat normally. I'm going to call it normally. I eat like a regular person. I don't sit there and say, oh, I'm on Weight Watchers, I can't have that. Damn right I can have it. I just can't have as much as I would like. And when you live a life where you're fitting things in, a couple bites here and there, and you're having it, it kind of resists the urge to binge. Was there one particular thing that started you on your weight loss journey? Yeah, there were several things. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't climb on a chair to get something off the shelf. I couldn't push myself off the counter. I couldn't lift my body. Yes, and my severe sleep apnea, and my reflux. So yeah, before things got worse, when your doctor tells you if you don't get help within 6 months, you're going to die, you would be dead. That's basically what he said. So yeah, and the fact that I just couldn't physically breathe. That's exactly what. You know all about the plans, which is great. I am 75 years old and do not want to use the app. I am used to doing on pen and paper, which is the simplest basic plan to follow. For me, the app is totally frustrating. I would say find yourself 0 point food list and write it down or print it out, and then figure out what your points should be a day. And you definitely could use paper. You can figure out recipes on paper. All you have to do is know the points of something and the servings of your recipe. If your recipe has 8 servings and you put everything down on paper what's in that recipe for the points, you just add them up and divide by the servings, you'll get your points per serving. So yeah, you absolutely don't need to have an app. And I think that that's pretty unfair of Weight Watchers to make that mandatory, because some people just don't do it. I think that's a personal choice. I think if you don't want to use your phone, you shouldn't have to. But yes, I would say find a 0 point food list and then go from there. Thank you for all you do. That's sweet. I'm trying to watch, read, and listen to your post and YouTube. Life gets hectic sometimes, but I also very much appreciate what you do. I had a phone call during an open letter to WW. I agree with a lot of what you shared. I hope someone with the WW organizes your and gives you much. I haven't heard anything from that letter, by the way. What do your family and friends think about your YouTube fame? I don't have YouTube fame, number one. I'm just a girl on a journey. Just because you have a channel doesn't make you famous. And I said it to the kids at school because they think, oh my God, you have a YouTube channel. No. It just makes me putting my life out there. My family is mortified. The boys are embarrassed. I'm a little bit goofy, and they're boys. But my friends like it, it's fine. Like I said, it's not fame. No, it's just it's a way to get help to people that need it and to share what you've learned. That's why I do it. How do you get yourself motivated again? Because I think about where I've been and I don't want to go back there again, and I have to just remember to fit the foods in, and I am not doing without, and that's helpful. That's what really made me get to goal, is realizing that it's a lifestyle, it's not a diet, and the journey never ends, it evolves. So if you have to fit in foods that you love because you're going to want to eat them, I can't sit there and for instance, for me, a deal breaker is pasta. I do not like whole wheat pasta. Chickpea pasta, carbonara, the fiber one with tomato sauce. I'm Italian, through and through, 100% right here. If I was a dog, I'd have papers. Truly. I grew up we had pasta 2 to 3 nights a week. I like my semolina pasta. So to me, it's worth to count the 5 to 6 points for it. Now, when you're talking like a stir fry or something else, yeah, I could probably do without. I could, sub that out with the other ones. But for traditional spaghetti and meatballs, it's got to be the regular. And that's something I don't, that's my choice though. I have points. This is what I choose to spend it on. And that's the glory of the plan. You can eat the food you want. Don't eat something that somebody else is telling you to eat. I do share weird things, I admit, but I'm not sitting there saying, you not eat this. I'm just sharing something that I found interesting. And if you want to try it, you can. It might work out, it might not. It just all depends. I am on 27 points. I need to count fruit, Faye, and everything. I am not diabetic, but don't want to be. I have 27 points. I am losing weight, and I'm sort of the blue plan. Some days I only get 8 to 22 points. Most days, but I am losing. Feel great and love it. Eat a lot of veggies and water. Think after maybe 20 I will change. Is that not bad to getting to 27? I say stay at 27, only because when you cut back to a lower amount of points, when you go to add them back in, it could be your body's going to take it like you're eating more. So I tend to stick, with the higher amount of points. Motivation tip help. Although I must admit, since I found your page, I'm doing much better. Okay. Thank you for all you do. I love your videos. There is an app that will let you pick a program you want to. Oh yeah, I agree. I've been stressed by different family issues the last couple of months, and I've basically given up. How to get myself back on track? Because you deserve to put yourself first. Because you deserve to live a healthy life. You deserve to live. And some of us, if we don't seek that out, the alternative will happen. And I don't want to be cryptic like that, but you have to put yourself first once in a while. You do. Because if you don't, that's the way it works. Sometimes, we're not talking, we're talking like for the majority of the time. There's times of the day you could sit there and help everybody else out, but sometimes, so it has to be about you. It just does. I've completely stalled on my weight loss and haven't lost a single pound since starting the new program mid-December. I am tracking and weighing everything. Is there something you can recommend besides drinking more water that could help me jumpstart my weight loss? I still have 50 pounds to go. My big thing is, are you eating enough? Honestly, what I've learned over the last year is sometimes the point system doesn't always work. I love the idea of taking more than calories into consideration to figure out what food you should eat. But I say track calories because you don't know if you're eating enough. And if you're not eating enough, your weight loss is going to stall. You're going to start to gain weight. You can't be going around eating 1,000 calories. Why? Because it's not maintainable. Are you going to be able to eat 1,000 calories for the rest of your life? I know I'm not. So definitely I would say track calories for a while. See where that puts you in points. That's what I would say. What is your go-to dessert that doesn't taste fake? Anything that I have on my channel? I don't think anything on my channel tastes fake. If you go to, I have a whole playlist of chocolate recipes. They're all amazing. Pumpkin dump cake. Can we say that? That is phenomenal. Any of my mug recipes, any of my little mug cakes. I don't think anything I make tastes fake. So I would say check out my recipes. What is your advice for someone who is struggling with Weight Watchers and can't get to a meeting? Come to my lives. I have a live Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern here on the channel. And it's very informative. It's very much like a meeting, and people share a lot and you learn a lot and you get motivated by listening to everybody else talk. And it's something you look forward to. That is probably my biggest advice. And definitely join, if you're already part of the Facebook group, obviously you're in the question. So I would say just intermingle with the community more, and or ask somebody for a buddy. Go in the group that I have, and say, hey, anybody want to be a buddy with me? And then you could exchange Facebooks, and you could just message each other and share food ideas and what you're eating and stuff like that. That might help too. Can we go back to the last plan? No, on your phone. It is not possible. You can if you subscribe to Healthy app, I Track Bites, because they have all the plans, but Weight Watchers does not support them. Do you like Premier Protein? Yes, I do. My favorite is caramel. I love the cinnamon roll. I love the pumpkin. I love the maple oat. And I use it for my overnight oats. Preferably, I use half a container, and that is 1 point. Let me tell you though, sometimes when you're hungry in the afternoon and don't know what you want to eat, there are 2 points for the bottle. Some are 3, some are 2. And still, there's 20 to 25 grams of protein in each bottle. They're very filling, and it's kind of like a milkshake in my opinion. I think it's fabulous. You could sub it out for the liquid in pancakes or waffles. You can use it as a creamer in coffee. I just think the caramel, though, I have to say, is probably my personal favorite, and I have them twice a week. I think they're delicious. The Fairlife is pretty good as well for pre-made protein. The Walmart brand, I can't remember what I think it's called, I can't remember, is a decent brand as well. What are your hobbies? This channel have become my hobby. I was never a crafty person, so I don't craft. Cooking was always my hobby. Creating interesting cookies for my boys and different things around the house, like making different foods. That was usually a hobby. What kind of sweets is mom going to create? I made pretzels, I've made rolls, I've made breads. I make different kinds of soups. So cooking has always been a hobby of mine. Collecting cookbooks. It's quite the hobby. But this channel has become my hobby and helping people, because at this point I'm extremely busy with the community I have here, that it has really become more work than my job at school. So I kind of like it though. Are the Built Bars worth the money? In my opinion, yes, because any bar that has a significant amount of protein is easily $2. If you go to Target and get a bar with that amount of protein in it, you're going to be paying at least $2 a bar minimum. So like the Bear Bells, they're $2 at Trader Joe's. So yeah, I do think, and one thing about the Built Bars, so I have one here. They are covered in dark chocolate. It is the best dark chocolate on the planet. It is the reason I love them. It's like a candy bar treat. Would I have this as a meal substitute? Absolutely not. Why? Because I don't want a candy bar for lunch. I like food. That's just me though. Some people may use them. And this one is 4 points. And let me tell you something. You find a peanut butter candy bar, you're not paying 4 points for it. You're paying way more than that. So I definitely think they're worth it. And I do, you know, I have 10% off with my code Denise M if you're interested. But most of you already know that. Do you have siblings? I have one older brother. He's 4 years older than me. So if I'm 55, he's 59. Have you seen the Premier Protein cereal yet? I've heard people talk about it. I have not seen them. We talked about the points. I believe it's 4 points for a cup or 3/4 of a cup. Again, for me, cereal is not filling. I don't want to spend 4 points on something that I'm going to be hungry an hour later. So I probably will not try them, though it might be an interesting topping to a yogurt or a crunchy topping to a granola or something. So maybe I would incorporate those into something like that. Have you always struggled with your weight? Yes. I gained weight when I hit puberty at 11 and have never looked back. Yes, I hit puberty at 11 and I put on weight like nobody's business. And I've always been overweight since I was 11. So I'm going to end this here right now because it's 17 minutes and my battery's going to die. So thank you for watching the first part of our Q&A. Look out next week for part 2. Thanks for watching, and I will see you for part 2. Bye-bye, folks.